I've been trading over a year, and these are three things that I learned during my first year. The first thing is that yes, you can be profitable. There's so much information on the internet that is fear mongering and negativity, but the other 2 points are really going to help you to understand why you can be profitable. And it's the same thing as any other business or any other thing you do to make money. For instance, if you're in sales, you're going to make 100 sales calls and you may only get one yes, the rest will be no's. But you are learning what not to do along the way. And that's the most important part. And so the trading is the same way. You're going to take, let's say you take your first 100 trades, right? You're going to take so many bad trades and make so many mistakes. But you're not just making mistakes. Like, you're actually training yourself to understand what you're doing wrong over time. And that's what you actually need, because you're going to get to a breaking point. And I'll talk about that as well. But you're going to get to a breaking point where you're learning so much. And the things that you're learning are going to intertwine and integrate into each other. And that's the actual important part, not winning trades, because you will be profitable. I'm telling you that. Like, you can absolutely do it. And you could absolutely do it within a year for sure. But you have to look at trading in a certain way. If you need help with looking at it different in your psychology, watch my last video. That one talks about what's actually happening when you're losing and what you should do, what you may be doing now and what you should be doing instead. So watch that video. So the second thing that I learned during my first year is trading is not gambling. I buy and hold stocks. I trade crypto, options, futures. Not Forex is the only one that I don't dabble in, but everything else, bonds, etc. Right? The bonds market, it's not gambling. What it is math. And the people that think it's gambling don't understand true risk management. When I was taught trading, no shade to anyone, but when I was taught trading, I was taught get out at a certain percentage and draw down. Get out at a certain price amount and draw down. That is not real risk management. That's just something that you tell beginners so they can kind of get the hang of stuff. But as you actually learn, like I was saying before, you make all these trades, you make all these mistakes, and as you actually learn, then you're actually going to learn what risk management is. And that's when you figure out it's actually not gambling, it's literally math. And if I do XYZ, I literally cannot blow my account. If I do XYZ, I literally can not lose money. Like, you get to a point where that becomes like the anchor and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I figured that out. So if you want to learn more about that specifically, check the description for the resources there. That is literally going to help you to unlock all of that stuff. But it absolutely is not gambling. It's absolutely math, and it's elementary school math. It's not any type of calculus. I've taken all calculus levels, all physics levels. I've taken the hardest science courses offered. None of it, PChem, quantum physics, none of it compares. It like pales in comparison. This stuff is elementary school math. But when you approach it thinking it's gambling and you don't understand that it's not gambling, then you're going to treat it like it's gambling, and it's not. Okay, so you think it's gambling because you're treating it like gambling, and it's not. So if you've passed elementary school, passed into middle school, you're well equipped. I'm just gonna say that. So the third thing is that time is a virtue. Now, in trading, time is a virtue, and I say this because at the very beginning I was so anxious. Like, for one specific example, so anxious between when market for options market closes on 4 p.m. Friday, and then waiting Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard for Monday. Waiting that time period was so hard to do, and all that urgency. But time is really a virtue. Over time, you just get rid of that feeling. So if you're feeling that right now and you're like, oh my gosh, every time, like, I just jump right into trades on Monday morning because I